Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. All right, let's see what we have here. Get a little closer. Okay. So it seems we've had some amount of turmoil. Some amount of turmoil, but it seems like, especially because we have the adjustment / justice card, and this is from the Thoth deck. This is a card of gaining balance, resolution, honesty, order, harmony, justice, as I said. This is really kind of what comes to mind when I see this card is that phrase, my word is my bond, or word is bond. And so this is all about kind of honoring the integrity of self, doing what you perceive to be right, correct, sometimes having to do things the hard way, even if that's difficult. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Okay. So on this side, it looks like we have I see this large sheep. Okay, but it looks almost kind of very vicious. You can see the face. The eyes look kind of more serene, sedate, friendly. But then you look at the mouth and it looks almost like, this kind of uncanny thing that you wouldn't expect. Almost kind of the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? But not that. Kind of just that this sheep will really take up for self. Okay? It's the natural configuration or posture to be more easygoing, thoughtful, of use, of service. But when pushed, when being climbed all over, and we see within kind of the shape, there are other formations that look like kind of animals. This one here almost looks like a goat kind of rearing up, right? And so I feel like it's almost like this composite grouping of wild beasts kind of coming upon this larger persona. Okay, so I think that usually you're a pretty soft, sensitive, understanding, easygoing person. But when you are set upon by these certain parts of self that are activated, maybe by exterior circumstances, things like this, the goat, the bit of a devil, bit of a stickler for I think, you know, I think it's Saturn, really, but kind of this lust for tradition, maintaining these kind of more rigid standards, and willing to kind of, you know, get pretty brutal so that things do not change. But when you are a person that is evolving, doing self-work, you have to kind of sometimes test this more fixed and dogmatic part of self, so that you may open up and experience more and more and more, so that you have more life experience, your understanding is wider, so that you know, you don't just have this very narrow idea of reality or the realities. And so I feel that this has been somewhat of a thing happening for you, a kind of a battle of self. Okay, come on. You can't be up here. Thank you. Oh, these cats are just very restless with the with the new season. And so I feel that it's been kind of a bit of a battle, okay? But I feel also that there's a desire for resolution, for some kind of mediation, okay? And I want to look over here, and we have this it looks like a little baby chick, maybe, or some bird. I'm gonna go with a chick, but again, we have this kind of messiness, and here we have a large A figure, okay? And I feel that there has been an emotional event that has kind of happened. I think it took place recently. I feel like it's already come to pass, likely. And there was some amount of, we know the chicken kind of grows into that more gossipy hen, right? I feel like there was some amount of gossip kind of going around, and it caused you a lot of stress. I feel like it really tore you up. I think that maybe it had to do with family members, and I'm thinking this because I feel like you maybe are maybe younger, or these are family members you kind of looked up to, had a lot of respect for, and they kind of have broken your heart a little bit, and it, you know, really has been hurtful. And I think as this was taking place, there was really a swift change that kind of set in for you. And I like to call this the northern wind that kind of comes through and blows away all of that old air, the old chi, blows it right out of everything. Really changes the alignment of what is happening, the configuration of our lives, of our feelings, of our psychic kinds of, when things get a little bit stagnant, they start to get a little murky, right? They get a little bit cloudy, smoggy. You can think of maybe there's a wildfire and it kind of blows the smoke over the valley and it's kind of sitting on top of you. It's not fog, but it's that ash in the air, and it's hard to breathe, it's hard to see. And it is really kind of that psychic cloud, right? Well, when that wind comes in and shifts and blows all that smoke right out of there, you know, there's that clarity. And I really feel like the dynamic is different. You feel differently. Of course, when somebody, when when somebody has hurt you in such a way, and it's interesting because in my experience, of course it's terrible when somebody behaves poorly or kind of moves against you drastically, right? Kind of a big F you, you know, or something almost abusive possibly. Those are terrible, but it's so cut and dry, right? What is sometimes more hurtful, and, you know, the hurt is more pervasive, insidious, is when somebody you love and respect does something that you couldn't, but it's a small thing, you know, talking poorly of you, spreading gossip about you, telling your secrets, you know, trying to persuade others within your family or friends group to feel differently about you. And when this kind of thing happens, it can be so painful for such a long time. It really does change your perception and the dynamic. Now, maybe you are somebody who is forgiving, and, you know, hopefully that's the case. I myself, I try to be forgiving, but I get barely singed, burnt, just barely, and, you know, I just don't put up with it. I don't know. I don't have the will to be attached to anybody that makes me feel badly. And so, you know, maybe you're like me, maybe you're somewhere in between. I don't know, but hopefully this is something that you can communicate about, maybe try to mend some bridges. But I would say that I feel that this has really felt, and it's like almost like a bird that's like flown into a window. It's not dead, but its feathers are ruffled a bit. It feels a little bit haggard by the emotional fallout of this thing that has happened. I also think that this is maybe somebody with an A name. Maybe not, I don't know. But maybe it could be also like the first cousin that was born in the family, or first, you know, grandchild, or something like this. It has to do with either one or an A. Okay, so let's kind of turn this thing. I want to see what these ones are doing up here. And this looks like a person, and I see them kind of leaning over this way. I see a little, it looks like a little dog, and then we have a pretty little flower up here. And I feel that I just see you kind of really rising above, quite literally above the formation. This is more in that emotional psychic zone. TT, come now. Come on. Come on, my girl. No, I'm sorry, but you just are tearing stuff up. Okay, but quite literally above the formation, rising above in this emotional psychic zone on the side of the cup here. Okay, and I feel like you have been seeking a resolution, but more in yourself. I don't know that you cared to really spend too much time trying to figure things out with this person that has, you know, said these things. Although maybe there is some kind of desire, underlying desire, and maybe in the future you will do that. But I think that for your own wellness, right, and later on your relationships, I think that you will definitely kind of extend an olive branch and, you know, kind of do some forgiving and feeling way more like, you know, light in the heart. I already think that you're getting there. I don't, you know, I think that I was, with the card, I was thinking, oh, okay, they're really going to bring them to task with this, but I don't think so. I think that you're going to be understanding. The justice will be in your further evolving as a being, and really just kind of letting go of things that do not serve you. When these feelings arise where you feel that you have been attacked, you have been, you know, used as kind of fodder for whatever, gossip and whatever their thing is that they're doing, I feel that you are just kind of letting it roll off your back a little bit. Okay. Let's see. It looks like we have a little dolphin here. And now I really think that this has so much to do with the harmony, that aspect of psychic harmony, of emotional harmony. Just kind of having a bit of fun and being more free-spirited. I think that in this ability to kind of, I think there have been times before this where you would have just lost it. I think that you would have let this little situation kind of take over your thinking, your feeling for days, weeks, months maybe. But you really are very confident in, I'm sorry, my cat is doing her scratcher here. Confident in your knowing, and I think you've made really honest attempts to honor your nature, and you really are doing that. And that confidence there to be able to kind of let go of these, you know, stressful feelings before they took hold, it really is creating such an atmosphere of kind of just groundedness, love, just kind of empathy. I imagine kind of the Sound of Music, right, where she's kind of dancing on the side of the hill, and you know, I just imagine a lot of flowers and, you know, just really very earthy. And so I think that, you know, you must be so proud of yourself for being able to get to that place. Okay. Just taking a drink of my tea there. And how interesting. I see kind of this, it looks like a person, like almost a grouping of kind of maybe like a person here holding on to this person. This person's holding on to kind of like a rat. It looks like a rat, as my dog, a rat. And we have a little bird here as well, and I want to show you this one. It looks like a little robin. The robin is always a joyous symbol for me. They're so sweet, the way they hop around, just kind of, I don't know, absent-minded looking. They look like they just kind of go about their life. They do their thing. I just love how they have little sections of the grass. They just kind of bounce, 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 stop. You know, look for food, bounce, 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 stop. And just a kind of happy, serene life. But here, I feel like, oh my goodness, I feel like it's almost a parade of children in costumes and masks, and it's just interesting. I think of something like The Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Just kind of, I wonder, and with the rat, I feel like this has to do with this situation, I have to say, because of the kind of speaking on your business, or, you know, kind of having their name in your mouth, right? I feel like this person, and it feels like it's just so frivolous. I think that this is just kind of idle talk. I think this is partly why they are being met with this kind of strong Robin energy, where it's like, you know, you're just going to continue about your business, and they're just probably going to move on to the next person to talk about, because it seems like they're fairly juvenile in their idle talk, right? And so, yeah, I don't know, it just seems silly. Silly and just kind of hurtful. You know, hurtful that somebody would maybe even ruin their relationship with you. Hopefully not, but because they want to talk about something. So let's see. I'm gonna look at this. Not a single leaf. There's some tea that fell in little speckles of where the tea was concentrated. But ultimately, barely even any tea on here. I feel like it's just lacking any kind of big emotions, aside from feeling just a sense of order and harmony in your life. I really feel like this this card, the adjustment card, really fits here. It really does. The overall energy. It is kind of a bit of a muted joyousness, but it is something that seems consistent in building. Also, I think that being in a situation like this where somebody is so reckless with your love for them, it really just causes you to tend to how you treat people, how you treat yourself, and helps you grow as a person, which, you know, I feel like as you become a person who spends more time thinking about how to heal and grow and evolve yourself, this is often how we meet these lessons of social miscommunications, misalignments, troubles, ordeals, is that we think, okay, well, this is really, that's not how I want to be treated, not how I want to treat others, so I will take note of this and I will do better. I will treat people better than I am being treated. And I really feel like that's kind of the vibe here. So, Pisces, I think that's going to be our reading for tonight, and I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'm always so honored to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and we are building the channel one person at a time, and we're doing so well. If you have not subscribed, please think about doing that as well. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos come out. The next Pisces will be in about 7 days. So between now and then, you can watch your other placements. And other than that, please leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. I love hearing from each and every one of you. You all are so sweet. You have wonderful insights, and your sharing and vulnerability is always so appreciated, and such an honor to be able to connect in that way. Okay, I want to thank you. We'll talk again very soon.